And what else I do is if they don't want a full cannoli, I literally just shoot the cannoli icing in their mouth. It's phenomenal. It's all stop. Stop. I know the gears are turning. I can see it.
The fact that you're just shooting
cannoli cream in people's mouths.
Shooting cream in people's mouths.
Young junk.
For one, here, let's have a cheers because you just in March just turned your 21.
Yes, sir.
So we never got, you worked here, what, maybe 5 months before we got to drink?
In October. So, right?
Yeah, because your first
early
your
October.
first big bartending gig was mine and Nick's birthday party.
Is that right?
We were there.
Welcome to
It was
LaRocca.
me and Basil. We were there till 5 a.m.
Cleaning up after us.
I made rent that night. It was absurd.
Good.
It was absurd. It was beautiful.
You bartended for all service
Oh,
industry
I remember
people.
that. I remember it now. I actually do remember that.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is, again, now that you're 21,
Basil's
we talked
ex-girlfriend.
about you the other day on one of the podcasts.
Oh, that was crazy. That
Basil's
was nuts.
ex-girlfriend went off on me that night.
Ooh, yeah,
That was a fun night.
not a good night.
She didn't like me for whatever reason.
Going nuts for no reason.
Oh, he had trouble keeping girlfriends with this job. Because there was, I don't want to say a large variety of options. And Basil was a good dude, but his girlfriend wasn't, she just wasn't feeling the whole being a bartender vibe and Manny-unk, being a good looking dude. Basil's a good looking dude.
Yeah.
She was just very, it didn't work and it affected him.
Yeah.
You know, and then he did TV with me one day.
Oh,
It's a great
and
part.
thus Basil was born.
Like real TV. Oh, that's
Basil
right.
was born
That's where
from
Basil
that
became
moment.
Basil. Because they said to him, she comes up to me, I don't know what channel it was. She goes, I don't even know what it was for, margarita.
It was for National Margarita Day. I believe.
Okay.
No, National Taco Day. Because the question was,
what's your favorite
Joe,
taco?
what is your favorite taco? The peach basil, like I'm about to make for you. All right, Basil.
And I can tell, so here,
Basil
he
boy.
did, well, let me tell you something about my friend Basil. He did ladies' night the night before, so you know it was a late night. Goes home to Delco.
Yep.
Goes to the studio, the TV station on City Line Avenue, and remembers he forgot his LaRocca shirt and knew he wasn't going on TV
Without that
without
LaRocca
it.
shirt.
So he goes all the way back home, comes all the way back to the TV station. You know, you're dealing with City Line Avenue.
Oh, the
just
traffic's
all that
insane.
nonsense. Basil's a great dude, and we're still friends with him. We were never not friends with Basil. Joe was on this. Joe was on this episode. Fill in. I forget what happened. I had somebody called out of the kitchen. Matt disappeared.
Joe had to cover me.
Where's
and
Waldo?
himself.
Matt. Yeah.
Good Lord.
And then and Basil came in, and I have a video going because he always wanted to do the podcast. He goes, I walk up and go, so when do you think you want to do it? Whenever you want. I go,
30
we're
minutes.
pre-gaming right now. And he goes, for real? It's like he won the lottery. It was
And
really good.
I got left in charge of the kitchen and the bar that day. And I was like,
Oh.
I hate all of you.
Yeah.
First of all, where's Waldo Matt?
Where's
Top
Waldo?
of the shit
Yeah.
list.
Good Lord.
Well, yeah. You remember him?
Wherever he may be. I don't know. Matt, if you're
Basil's
watching this,
having the
He wasn't, dude.
don't ask us.
Dude,
Where you
please.
at, bro?
Basil comes
TV
back from
doesn't
doing the
show this.
podcast.
Yeah, this is not on in federal prison.
Basil
Ow.
comes back from doing the podcast. Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
Never mind.
Hope you're not in
I
prison, Matt.
quit. I quit. And this is the moment Caitlin resigns from setting the record. I am currently setting the record straight. I quit.
Let's back it up and really set the record straight. Here we are, another week of our podcast, setting the record straight. We love this.
I just hit this. I don't know what it does.
Just drop it.
I'm gonna put it on the ground. That
Yeah.
probably made a loud boom on the podcast. I'm sorry.
So that's so.
And this
No,
is how you get
dude,
three
I was
stooges
going to give
in a
you the
room
greatest
together.
introduction. Now I'm just going to go, and this is Chef Nate.
You know what? But it wouldn't be a Chef Nate introduction if there wasn't some level of stupidity
So
and just
Yeah.
humility.
I want to tell how this whole relationship started.
Yes.
Started with Nate and I through, was it Indeed?
Nah, it was just
Craigslist?
I don't know. It
I
might have been
don't
like,
think you applied to the website. I don't think I let it happen to the website back then.
it might have been like Monster or some like
I never was on Monster.
crazy.
It would have
It
been
had to have been
Indeed.
Indeed,
Must have been
probably.
Indeed.
So I get this message, and I'm like, oh, Nate or Nathan, and I'm like, oh, St. Joe's marketing, like, whatever. Let me keep reading. Oh, he's a student, and he's in the food program. I couldn't understand every nonsensical thing that he was doing that you all do when you're in school.
It was too proper for him, is what he's saying.
No, that tracks.
No, and it wasn't. But you're right. Like
it was.
I
too,
didn't
like,
understand.
I took it to my counselor, and she helped me make
Yes.
the
Well, or
proper
something.
resume.
Actually, it was just probably what he was really doing.
Instead
and I
of
just
like
didn't understand
Believe
some
me,
of
that was not me. I am the
You're right.
least professional person
Exactly.
you will ever meet. I'm going to be honest.
Instead of like
I need a lot of help in that
my
department.
resume right now is one of those like Word templates
Yep.
that you just plug and play, and then my mommy fixes it for me and tells me how to make it look best. But like my resume is a Word template, plug and play.
Yeah.
When you're in college,
Yeah.
you go to the counselor and
That's
they're
exactly
like,
what I did.
Yo,
Yep.
Your
Counselors.
mother over there is probably really good with resumes because, oh, that's right. Same job for 39 years. That makes sense.
you know what? She knew the words.
No
to say.
exaggeration. Like,
God bless.
like what that, God bless.
Get in.
Why do you, so what makes you a resume expert if you,
Because because
I'm gonna
when
die.
you hire,
Loyalty.
but when you hire people,
Her
you
sister
know
watches
trigger
this.
words. You know trigger words. When you hire people, you know trigger words. When you're a counselor at a college, you know trigger words to put in a resume. So like food
he
marketing
put
on
in
your
food
resume
and
is
St.
like
Joe's. So trigger to me because he
St. Joe's.
actually applied for a kitchen position, prep line cook, something like that. And
Server. I was going to be a server originally.
so I think that's what you applied for was I think. No,
You
you actually applied for a server. Hang on. And I said to you, yo, I can make you some extra. I can make you more money than another kid at St. Joe's who wants to cook because of what you were doing. So, and then I remember, you were a server. So I thought to myself, and we were just going back and forth in the probably texting by this point, just trying to figure if we were going to be able to work anything out. And then you shattered my world.
Bro, stop.
Luckily, my dog's still alive. That's the only redeeming value of that day.
We love Balor on this podcast.
And you got a serving job. And I was like, dude, very cool. Do
You
what you
have
got to do to
children.
make
It wasn't
money.
I was working at a pizzeria. I made pizza.
Is that what you were doing?
Yeah.
You get paid doing that at all in the
Pizza,
pizzeria?
I did, dude. I was going crazy. I was like,
Can
Papa's
you
Pizzeria.
do that? Can you
I
do
can.
that shit?
I
you
actually
can.
can.
Papa John, Papa Nate.
So here,
I don't like that. I'm
So-
uncomfortable.
No,
I
yeah.
take it back.
here's a real
I take
truth
it back.
that only
That was
maybe a
scary.
very select few
like
know.
that.
So I said, oh, let's stay in touch, blah, 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 blah.
You texted me over Christmas. You texted me the Christmas I was
It
at
was
the
on
pizzeria.
purpose. I can show you my texts.
Yes.
The month of December of that year, I wasn't reaching out to everybody who applied. I was like, I'm going to manifest this shit
Agree.
into reality.
Yep.
He's like, oh, man, thank you so much. Happy holidays to you, too. And then what happened? Did you get back to me months and months, like
And then I started my
a year late? Like,
And then I started my junior year of college.
Gotcha.
And then I was just walking down
and
Main
we're going to
Street.
get to that.
I was walking down Main Street looking for a job, and then I came across the big orange and blue building. I walked in. Somebody was I don't know who the bar.
Were you working?
No, it wasn't me.
Oh. No. Come see Maria. She's at the, I always sing Ave Maria when
Yeah,
I see Maria.
but Nate beat Maria into LaRocca.
I guess supposedly.
So how did we, I don't, how you and I got back in
All
touch, I don't
right.
remember.
Well, I literally walked into the bar. Somebody was bartending. I was like, hey, I had a folder full of resumes. I was just going down Main Street, like passing them out like I was
Yeah.
Oprah. You get a resume. You get a resume. Everybody gets a resume. So I walked in. Somebody was bartending. I was like, hey, I would love to work here. I spoke to the owner before. I don't know if he still remembers me, but like blah, blah, blah. And he was like, oh, yeah, just fill out a form, whatever. I filled out the form. And then the next day you texted me and you were like, Nate, I remember you like from our previous conversations.
I was like,
It was definitely Kevin.
And so
It was on purpose.
You scheduled an interview with me on a Wednesday,
okay.
but you couldn't make the interview. And you were like, Nate, I don't normally do this, but I'm just gonna hire you. Like, can you come in Saturday and train?
You're one of those 3 people that I might have done that with over the
and
years.
you came in with me on Saturday for my morning shift.
Yep.
And it was
10 to 6.
It was a soon, like it was a monsoon outside.
Yep.
It was a monsoon that entire
It was like
Saturday.
Noah's Ark should have been on Main Street.
Business hit us hard at about 5 p.m. And Nate was like, "What time am I supposed to be done?" I said, 6 o'clock. He's like, "All right, well, I'm gonna stay until like 9 if that's good with you." And I was like, "I love you. You're my new favorite."
I hadn't seen anything up to that point. It was just like cutting limes and like socking the bar.
And again, so you and I had this conversation. I said, I have no problem training a bartender. I will train anyone. I've trained anyone to be a bartender. The hardest feat for me as a bartender, training a bartender, is training someone who is under 21.
Yep.
Can't test your drinks.
And it was me and Nate sitting there, and he made me a margarita, and I strawed it the first try, and I looked away because I didn't know how to say it was perfect.
You know what you're doing.
Like, I was
College
like, I'm
boy.
not supposed to tell this kid his marg is perfect on the first try. But there it was. That marg was perfect. And I was like, can you make another one? Just do another
and
one.
I'm sure you and I were probably in communication, and me saying, I want this guy. You know, whether it's food or something. He's St. Joe's. I stalked you. When I like somebody, I'll tell you, I stalked them on social media.
You hired him while I was on vacation.
Okay.
He trained with me my first shift back from
literally,
vacation.
You just got back from
I literally
the
just
beach.
said, I was my first day back to work after coming home from Ocean City. Yep. And I was behind the bar, and I was a little scattered because I was like, I haven't been back here in 2 weeks. But I was also scattered because I was like, I haven't been behind this bar in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Why is this in this spot? Why is this sticky? Like, who the hell was behind my bar? And he's just sitting in a corner going, I think. And he looked at me. He goes, I'm going to like it here.
So we finally get him. And so I get, he starts working, as you're saying, we'll fast forward a little bit. And then I get to just chit-chat with him as, in my, like, I'm going, oh my God, a South Philly sports fan. Like this, like, for some people, I love Claudio, one of our bartenders. He's such an amazing bartender. He's not into sports.
Doesn't like
at
sports.
all. Yeah.
Not into music.
I know.
Like, watching you try to have a conversation about those things that one day was like, I was uncomfortable.
The only thing that we have in common is...
You have kids.
Marijuana. Like, I was trying to just talk to him about different strains. No, I try to educate. I try to educate.
I do not smoke the marijuana.
Everybody knows the doctor. Sorry, my bad on me. Yeah, yo, Snoop. Don't worry about it.
Snoop.
No, but that's like one of the few things that him and I have in common. But Nate and I, everything in common. Like, it took even like a month or two to find out that he's an aspiring bass player as well. So we're like both, musicians. What a cool thing. And me trying to find out why his Instagram says Chef Nate. And I knew that he was in the food marketing department at St. Joe's. Big shout out to Mr. Leahy.
Love. Yeah, I owe my life to you, Mr. Leahy.
But so I'm thinking, how do we market Nate and us together so that we all, can profit? And so I go there and it's like, Chef Nate this. And I see all the food. I'm like, I get it. But he wanted to serve, possibly to make money. If he's flipping pizzas, he was making money. You know what you're going to make in a kitchen in Manayunk, roughly, even though we're seriously one of the highest paid kitchens in Manayunk. But bartending is you, my friend.
Banging.
You have such a great personality. Just, again, your knowledge, you're a smart dude. Sports, music, food, and now that you're officially 21, you're an official alcoholic, because I've never seen you without a beer.
Well, I think there's a difference between being smart.
Well, by the way, sorry, I know Nate's mom is going to be watching this at some point. Sorry, he's not an alcoholic.
I think there's like smart and knowledgeable, but then also being able to be personable with your smarts and your knowledge. And Nate is personable with it. It's not condescending. Oh, I know this about sports. Oh, I know this about food. It's like, hey, let's have a conversation. Sit at the bar.
Can we talk about the smart thing real quick? Do you remember my second training shift? Upstairs bar. I made you a margarita. You were like, what's wrong with this?
Oh my God. I don't think I've ever told you this story.
So,
and you did it 3 times.
I did it 3 times before we figured it out.
Fucked up margarita 3 times.
So
because because whoever was at that bar last had rearranged some bottles. But at the first floor bar, the tequila and the triple sec are always right next to each other, correct?
Absolutely.
Well, Nate never looked at the bottles in
You
the
went
rail.
backwards?
No, he made me a tequila vodka margarita. Not tequila and triple sec, tequila and vodka. 3 separate times. And every time I was like, Nate, this is awful. Like, I'm sorry. I know this is your second training. I know I'm telling you you're by yourself, but like this is awful.
And I could have tried
But
it.
good for ladies' night.
Oh,
Just-
absolutely.
and I was trusting enough to like be handling servers and other things. So I'm turning my back as he's making the margarita. I don't see the labels on the bottles. He's just handing me the same margarita 3 separate times. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? The 4th time he picks up the tequila, goes in, picks up the triple sec, goes. I was like,
Vodka.
that's
It's the red
vodka.
label. Triple sec's orange, vodka's red.
But
I'm a little colorblind. I'm very
said,
blind,
I
actually.
said, Nate,
but
look at the label. He goes, yeah. I said, no, read the label, Nate. He goes, vodka. Goes to pour. I said, Nate. He goes, fuck. I was like, yeah, okay.
Yep.
So like, let's start from
I
scratch.
got to explain this to my father that we just wasted 4.5 ounces of
No,
vodka.
as I clearly just said, I never explained that one to my father because that was just one of those
It's
moments
taken
where
me till just now to hear this.
it was one of those like perfect storms of like every time he went to make a margarita, a server would
Looking
be
away.
like, "Hey, Caitlin," and I'd be like, "Yeah, sure. What do you need?" And then I turn back around and he's on the lime juice. Every single time he made that margarita, someone would pull
So,
my attention away.
Let me ask you this, and I forget. I know that we talked about it. Other than you're a South Philly guy, big fan. You know, I love, Father's birthday days. I get the whole thing from you guys.
4 days, 24, 28.
24, 28. I know.
March, guys.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
other than home or possibly college, catered, paid, I'm sure. What was your bartending experience?
So I was a barback for about 3 or 4 years. I've barbacked a lot.
As a kid then.
As
Like,
a kid, yeah. Since I was like 13, 14.
Okay.
Your uncle's bar, right?
Yeah. My Uncle T.
South Philly.
Shout out Uncle T.
We're not, I don't get
North
him in trouble.
Wildwood, New Jersey.
Oh, love it.
So he used to work. He used to manage the wharf in North Wildwood. Then he used to he
love
manages
playing the
now.
wharf. No, the band. We played
You played there before?
all the time.
Really?
Of course.
That's great. We might have crossed paths before when I
Oh,
was
yeah.
like,
But he was 13
12.
and he couldn't been crossing paths.
but
You
yeah.
think that's
All right,
funny?
calm
I
down.
think that's funny.
Put your face away. Like,
But-
relax.
So he manages Owen's Pub now, and then he owns Donna's Kitchen, which is right next door. So I cook at Donna's, and then I bar back at Owen's Pub. I've been bar back in there since 2020, 2021,
Okay.
just about. But so I've been behind the bar there for about 3 or 4 years, and I just watch them do their thing, and they're going crazy. They're making 1 million drinks in an hour, which is crazy. The only bartending experience I've ever had is when one of the bartenders, Katie Meatballs, got in a car crash. And
Katie Meatballs.
Katie Meatballs, my dog, Katie McCall. They called her Meatballs because the owner of the wharf couldn't pronounce her name, so she's like, Meatballs, no problem. So she got in a car crash, couldn't come to work, which is
Fair.
sense. Man, makes perfect sense.
Fair.
So they were like, "Do you know how to bartend at all?" I was like, "I could pour a draft."
Right.
So I was
Yeah.
pouring draft beer. I was making like Tito's and Club. Like it was.
Wait. Could you really pour a draft properly though? Properly.
Oh my god!
Bar
45-degree angle.
You could? No, I didn't know that. I'm just asking.
Turn
All
up.
right,
Okay.
continue.
Oh yeah.
Just
Listen,
checking.
my friends will tell you otherwise at LaRocca because I've had a lot of bad draft pours. What's it called? It was like
You give
95% foam.
you
I'm
give too
not-
much head.
Oh my god, crazy head. The head on my pours are insane. I can't lie.
All right.
It takes
I'm
me a couple
officially
minutes.
uncomfortable.
Me too.
Set the record straight.
Can I have the
My head
can
is
I have
crazy.
the red bag I
Just
brought
kidding
from
you.
LaRocca, please?
Yeah.
That's the bag that makes me less
So
uncomfortable.
I love that. So now I know your past bartending experience. I wanted you for your vibe. There was just something always that I liked about you. We hadn't met,
I know.
like dead serious, as you know. And then when I hit you up on Christmas, that was completely planned.
Completely strategic.
It's completely, but in a nice way. Like I liked,
That was
let me
so
just see how this
heartwarming. I
kid's
got
doing.
that text over the holidays, and like it's something out of a Hallmark
Well,
movie.
I would text a lot of ex-employees.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever really texted
Pre-employee.
not pre-employees.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a way to check back in on you. So as I was checking back in on you, you were still a junior, as you are, and almost done at St. Joe's.
As a sophomore.
God, I always get
Sophomore.
that wrong.
No, don't worry.
He's
That's
a
what's so
baby.
that's
a lot of
what's so
people get that
crazy
wrong.
about this,
People
chef.
think I'm like 30. I'm gonna be real.
You know what? You
Our
got
customers think you're 30.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
no, not in a bad way, because you're mature
Well,
and you're smart and you're articulate. And you pick your nose when no one's looking.
Yeah.
Things
that's
like
the best
that.
part.
I will say, I've had a couple moments with you where you open your mouth and I'm like, Jesus, you really are 21 years
We
old.
do
You
that with
really
a lot
are
of our
baby.
friends.
Like, you really are a baby. Like, there
Yeah.
are things you say and I'm like,
So
I'm going to walk away from you.
So let
Yeah.
me
Pretend that didn't happen.
let's
Fair
go
enough.
back to Christmas. That's a great starting point.
Yeah.
And where you are right now, which is amazing. So at Christmas, were you awaiting the intern program shift that we'll talk about that you're actually in
So
right now?
at Christmas, there's 2 years you can do it. You can do it your sophomore year and your junior year. So my sophomore year, I was supposed to do it. I got cold feet. I didn't do it. I just stayed working at the pizzeria. It was a good job. It was fun, but it was cool, like culinary experience.
Yeah.
I've never made pizza before, so that was awesome,
You're Chef Nate.
I suppose. But it never gave me like the real like professional experience that I really needed. I love
There's
Poseidon.
more variety.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Love Poseidon Pizza. Great
Sure.
people there. The pizza's phenomenal. If
Right.
you're
But it's not Italian. It's
Is it
not.
Delco? Where in
It
the
It's
is.
not
Delco?
Chinese. It's
Middletown
not
Road.
French. It's
Ex-
not. Yeah.
straight
It's just
Italian.
pizza.
Oh yeah.
Middletown Road.
Middletown Road. Oh yeah.
Where?
Wait, what town? Media?
Media. Oh yeah, right in Media. Right next to Williamstown College
What was
of
it
Trades.
called?
Holy shit. Right by Elwyn.
Yeah.
Shout
Where
out.
I taught
Exactly.
for 3 years.
Yep.
What's it
Yeah.
called?
It's been there. Poseidon Pizza.
Poseidon Pizza.
Pat and Gabby. Love you guys.
Nice.
All right.
Nice.
Phenomenal.
I didn't realize you were that far into Delco
Oh, yeah.
working. I assumed when you said you were at a pizzeria, I was like, oh, City Line F.
I was going crazy.
Right by school.
Going crazy.
Because you
with
have to
the
remember,
pizza.
this is Christmas of 23 that you texted him
Yep,
Merry
yep.
Christmas.
Yeah.
This isn't this past Christmas.
Right.
So, okay, so you were out in Delco that long ago.
Oh yeah.
And like, that's
What were you, a
hard in
freshman?
Delco. Sophomore.
Sophomore. Slinging
More
pizza.
sophomore.
Slinging
So-
pizza sophomore.
So, and on that thing, so you're doing that, blah 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 blah, and where you are now, explain the process
Yeah.
as you are of getting to what you're doing.
So
That's amazing.
we have the co-op program at St. Joe's, which is the greatest program I've
Yeah.
gotten to be a part of. It's why I'm a food marketing major. I work for Hershey. I sell chocolate, which is phenomenal. I love it. It's really cool. I literally, before I was here, I was selling chocolate for like 10 hours. Love it to death.
full-time job
Oh,
for
yeah.
how many months?
40. I've been working since January 16th.
So August, right?
Oh yeah, till
So
August.
7 months
Yep.
you're getting, and at a forget Mr. IRS, and a nice little number for you, which
Oh,
is
it is
I
beautiful.
love. I'm so
It's- and
happy for
40
you.
hours a week
It's
making that money.
Phenomenal. And I don't take my classes. Like I took all my classes for what I was supposed to take this semester. I took them last summer, and they were all like easy enough.
So
Can I ask a silly question as a former student and as someone who like again did field work and had to like go out and like work in the field where I didn't get paid? Do you pay tuition like it's classes that you're doing right now?
No, I
Oh.
don't. Which is crazy.
Hang
which
on,
is
let them
banging.
explain.
Yeah,
I know where you're
that's
going.
amazing.
I paid my summer tuition, which was a lot less than my actual in-class tuition because everything was online.
Yeah.
The summer tuition was a lot less than what's it called, and then I
Okay.
paid my
Oh.
fall tuition, but my spring tuition is just poof, gone.
You
That's
graduated earlier though, doing
phenomenal.
this every like.
No,
By
no.
taking the
so
summer classes,
so
you
you're
it's
graduate
just
working all
earlier.
it just
summer.
replaces this semester with the summer. So like half my summer I was taking classes, which was I still worked.
Everything you would have taken this semester, you took over the summer, so
Exactly.
you graduate online and you still get to have this intern experience.
And I still worked like
And
40 hours a
it's
week,
a paid-
and it was fine.
Yeah, you still work
You
for
work
us.
for there, and you work,
Down
know,
the shore,
a bunch of
40
shifts
hours.
with
Yeah,
us though too. Like you hustle.
Easy.
All right, so cool. You're selling chocolates, this and that, and school got you that gig, right?
They did.
Let's get back to school then, because what's not what's the right word? What's blowing up Instagram that I see constantly? You've done what 4 videos?
Yep.
From St. Joe's.
Oh, yeah.
Explain that program and how you get in, what you're doing, because, and then tell them
Tell him, Nate.
Just tell me your words because
Tell him, Chef
I
Nate.
love this.
So-
I couldn't be happier for losing one of my favorite bartenders for hours because of everything that you're doing.
So it was, I think I was doing finals. They reached out to me and sweet. One of the literally
21, we're doing a shot on the podcast.
they
Taste of food
reached
tours.
out to me and they were like, "Hey, like we've seen your profile, we've seen some of the things that you do on campus. Like, we would love to have you interview for this the St. Joe's Tastemakers thing, where we go to restaurants owned by St. Joe's alums and just try the food and talk about it."
Dead.
They reached
I
out
have
to me
questions.
and they were like, "Hey, like we've seen a bunch of this stuff." So I have to go back a little bit. So freshman year, I sold chicken sandwiches out of my dorm at St. Joe's.
Told me that.
That was fun. That
One
was
of my favorite Chef
a
Nate stories.
nice little hustle that I had. It was just the Aldi red bag chicken, a couple brioche buns, and a little creativity, a little chicken parm sandwich, a little nonsense.
Cooking? How were you?
Air fry, dude. Air fryers are
That was
God's
one of my
saving grace.
favorite
I hate air
conversations
fryers.
I had with you. Was telling you
I
how
can't make
much he
waffles.
hates our air fryer at home, but like
Dude,
how much.
it ruined my waffles.
Bruh.
My life. I 1-800
Toasters
suicide
are way better
prevention
for
is a real
waffles.
We
thing.
made you chicken cutlets one night for dinner in the air fryer.
Ruined them. I hate chicken
No, you like
cutlets.
them.
I
Stop.
never
I
liked chicken
love
cutlets.
chicken-
You like chicken cutlets and you like chicken parm.
I used to have a job.
Oh no, you don't.
Not really.
I used to work in Rittenhouse at a deli, an Italian deli.
I'll tell your wife that.
I used to work in an Italian deli. I think I've literally made like 2 tons of chicken
All right,
cutlets
well,
in my
make me a
lifetime.
gluten-free one.
I can absolutely do
Wow.
that. Easy
How would
one.
you advertise in the dorm or just word of mouth?
I would. So this
Or
the
social
cool thing,
media.
The cool thing is St. Joe's has like the shared Snapchat story with every
Okay.
class. So I would just spam the St. Joe's class of 2026 Snapchat story, and I would just do like dumb ads like, "Ladies and gentlemen, like we're like AJ Brown, we're open right now. Like
Yeah.
we're selling chicken sandwiches $5." And my thought was, there's not a lot of good eats around St. Joe's, like on City
You guys
Ave.
are very isolated.
The 7-Eleven is the 7-Eleven, the Insomnia cookies are the only thing that's open past like 11. So
Really? Like you
What
can't get a
did you
pizza
do-
steak or something like that?
what's up?
You can't get like a pizza
cheese.
or a
You
cheese
could
steak?
DoorDash, but the DoorDash is like $20 on
So
top
did
of whatever you're ordering. Like
you did
for all the
mostly
order.
late night then?
Oh yeah,
Like late
I
night
would
study session
open
food.
at like 10.
Late night study session. Oh my God, that is the smartest thing. Because the best thing about Temple, and I will say, like being at Temple, the best thing for us was they would have food trucks that specifically opened at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
So if you were in the library studying, you could walk right outside to the food truck, the
Go get a
insomnia
slice or
cookie truck.
some. Yeah.
But there was the pizza truck. There was the halal truck
Yep.
that literally only opened at 10 p.m.
That's so
All the
fire.
other halal trucks were open all day, and this guy would roll up at 10 p.m. and be
Yeah.
like, "Here's your platter for late night study," and we were allowed to take it into the library.
That's so fire.
Because and that was a great thing about like a city school, and we had the 7-Eleven, and we had like our local pizza shops where we could go get a slice and bring it back, and like that.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's the thing for me, like I loved about a city school. I never really thought about that for St. Joe. So you guys are so isolated.
don't
You
Any
have
clue
nothing.
if you were you selling them for $5 each?
$5.
So now you
Some of
know
them were like 7.
your
like,
friend
upscale
me
ones.
goes, "What was your cost?"
My cost $2.12. I literally have it down to a science. $2.12 for the chicken, the bun, and like this is like the default
What are
chicken
you
sandwich.
wrapping it in?
Tinfoil. So I guess like $2.
Oh, just saying you gotta.
No, you're
Now
right.
for
You're
everything.
were
right.
you
You're
going
right.
to the dollar store and getting a roll of foil, or were you going to like
Aldi.
rush?
I got everything at Aldi.
Aldi.
Aldi
Okay.
was my
Cheaper than the
bread
dollar
and butter.
store.
Bread and butter. I would get the chicken, the buns, the pickles, the mayo, and then if I ever did anything like the one I had was called the Parmesan Reloaded. It was a chicken parm sandwich, but instead of cheese, I did mozzarella sticks, and so it was chicken, provolone, sliced mozzarella sticks, sauce, and like hot peppers.
Honest, that was a sandwich.
Oh yeah, it was like
You're
$7.
lying to me.
It was banging.
You're
That
fired.
sounds phenomenal.
You were fired.
But
I
also,
now am opening a new stand. It's called Chef Nate's. Let's cook. Ooh,
was-
I
it was
like
called-
that.
let's cook.
Let's
Oh my
cook.
God, give him the kitchen for a day.
Wait,
Oh,
it was called Side Chick.
Side chick.
nice. Mecca.
Side chick.
That's
Oh,
Mecca.
stop. But okay, but the fun thing about Aldi is nothing is name brand there,
Nope.
so you can get everything
Oh, it's
just
all private label.
half price.
That's phenomenal.
Like Aldi is like half to a third of the price of like regular like supermarkets.
Aldi made me so much money. It's absurd.
I love Aldi.
I
You know what?
love-
My favorite
love
thing about Aldi is because Aldi has a
We
better.
all look going,
Yeah.
what the hell was that?
Aldi has a better gluten-free selection than most grocery stores do.
Really?
Yeah. Because none of
Interesting.
it's like the true name brand. And
Yeah.
true name brands don't have gluten-free selections.
Nope.
But Aldi gets all those off-brand names and they all have gluten-free stuff.
This is true.
I love Aldi. I
Aldi's,
do.
There
Aldi's
you go.
goated. Shout out.
When I lived in Florida, I would get Aldi Instacarted to me.
Did you know
once a week?
that-
Sorry, I don't know if that was on the LaRocca card or my card. I'm not really sure.
Did you know that Aldi and
Food
Trader
costs.
Joe's have the same owner? Like they're the same parent company?
Aldi and who?
Trader Joe's.
Huh.
Get out.
That's
But
food marketing.
Trader Joe's is one of those like health food stores where they have those bigger selections. So that doesn't
And
surprise me.
they're cheap. They're like they're really cheap. Like
Trader Joe's is
you go-
not cheap. Please don't tell me Trader Joe's is cheap.
I went to Trader Joe's 3 weeks ago and I got a haul. I got 3 weeks of groceries for maybe $150.
Okay, well, I haven't been to Trader Joe's since I lived in media 2.5 years ago. 2 years ago
Trust
now.
me.
May of 23, I moved out.
Oh.
Trader Joe's.
So
is
like I haven't been to
fire.
Trader Joe's since then.
They
I know,
are.
no need.
That's where I shop. I love Trader Joe's. They're so good.
I eat
So-
LaRocca.
So all of a sudden, these people reach out to you.
Yeah.
Like, not like, oh, hey, I have an idea or I'm applying for a job.
Yeah.
These people reach out to
It was
you
Crazy.
because you have crazy great charisma. So, what was the first video? Walk us through
So
how you guys set that up and what you did.
the first video we did was Campos cheesesteaks in Old
Okay,
City.
yeah.
Banging. So good. And Mia was phenomenal. It was real. It was like we're doing right now, just shooting the shit. It was
Yeah.
awesome. We just go in. She makes a cheesesteak. We try the cheesesteak, but we just like base it all off like what she's doing at the time. Like how did you get in the restaurant business? How did your St. Joe's career like
Gotcha.
impact your
Well, that's the
restaurant? Yeah.
What we haven't said yet is these videos that you've made, the bottom line gimmick is they're all St. Joe's alum.
Yep. Yeah, which is the best part because then we have. I just have like a jumping point, like I can jump off to it. Like, oh, like what dorm did you live in? Like, where did you eat at St. Joe's? Like, blah, blah, what was your favorite class? Blah blah blah. Like, a lot of the questions I ask are like, if you had a St. Joe's inspired menu or St. Joe's inspired dish on the menu, what would it be? Which is like a hard question because there's not a lot you can like do. Off
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Hulk. Like nobody's eating Hulk wings. That's weird.
Yeah, there's no like so in the
Wings hold the fur.
and again like I'm St. Joe's, but I'm not St. Joe's main campus.
I can't
know.
believe you just said that. Terry's going to make that a short. It's just going to be, I'm St. Joe's. I'm St. Joe's. I'm
You know
St.
what?
Joe's. I'm
I'll-
St. Joe's.
I
I'm St.
am so I'm a devil hawk. I'm a devil hawk.
Yeah.
I'm U Sciences turned St. Joe's. I've never had a qualm about being the fact that I'm St. Joe's. I will always stand by the fact that I applied to University of the
Right,
Sciences.
Yeah, you size.
They are the ones who accepted me. They're the ones who
You
gave me my
embrace St. Joe's.
but they're the ones who accepted me, gave me my scholarship. They're the ones who have the name in the field that I'm in.
Yeah.
So I'll always own U Sciences, but I'm a hawk.
Oh, good.
I am St. Joe's. But like I'm not main campus.
Nope.
I have no experience with that dining hall. I have no
The
experience
Hall
with
Hill.
that dining hall is like.
Yeah.
But
Right.
that University City campus,
Graduation.
we had really good dining hall food. Like we had a full-blown salad bar. We had a pizza bar. We had a burrito bar. Like we had a sushi bar. We had like
I'm about to
some
go
really
off.
bougie.
I'm about to go nuts. The U City campus, first of all, U City campus is beautiful. I sold chicken sandwiches a couple times. Phenomenal. St. Joe's Dining Hall sucks so bad.
Really?
Oh, and it's literally
Why?
like bottom 5 dining halls.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste good, too expensive.
It messes
Not-
your stomach up.
Not the variety.
No.
It's a high
It's-
school cafeteria.
Exactly.
I've
exactly.
been through it. It's a high school cafeteria. Versus you go to other colleges like Temple. We had a Chipotle where you could use your meal plan. We had a Potbelly where you could use your meal plan. A Qdoba, a Jimmy John's, and then like in our dining hall there was a burrito bar where you could use your meal plan. There was all these different like really cool things where you could use your meal plan. At U City,
Yeah.
again, like I said, we had a really nice salad bar.
So
I would go to our salad bar at least twice a week because sometimes you just don't want to pack your lunch when you're a commuting student when you work nights.
we just got all like the fancy new stuff. We just got a Qdoba. We just got a Jamba Juice. We just got an Annie Ann's last year. But it's
Yeah.
like a ghost kitchen, so you have to order it off the Drop app on St.
Mm,
Joe's. They're good, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Pretty good. The actual main dining hall of St. Joe's, it's called the Kettle now. It used to be called just Campion. It's just not phenomenal. It's
It's
not
not.
great.
Is that
It is
Aramark?
Aramark, and Aramark does a phenomenal job. It's just
It's what St. Joe's wants to bring in.
the execution is
Sure.
just not there.
Sure.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
Aramark does all the stadiums, and they're great.
Aramark's
Except
amazing.
for I don't want to pay $17 for a Miller Lite at
Sure.
Wells Fargo Center.
Sure.
That's absurd. But Aramark's super great. I love them. The thing is, the St. Joe's, the pre-made meals that you can get, like you can walk up to a station and get. I'm sorry.
Taquitos? No,
the pre-made stuff that you can get, it's like Mike Tyson in your stomach. It's just punching the walls of your
Really?
it hurts. It literally
And-
hurts to eat.
The thing with with the U City campus is the only pre-made meals you could get were sushi in the dining hall,
Yeah.
which again is made fresh there every day, or you could go to the campus bookstore, which was literally next door to the dining
Yeah.
hall, and you could get sandwiches or the sushi.
You can do
Or,
that at St. Joe's too.
A salad bowl,
They
which they
have-
literally like made in the bookstore because there was also a hoagie shop in the bookstore. So the hoagie shop made the salads that got put in the refrigerator.
They-
So like everything was so fresh. It was never
Yeah.
like, oh my God, I'm gonna eat this and die before I finish classes for the day. Like I could me with my dietary restrictions, we all know how sensitive my stomach can be.
Yeah.
Between the celiac and then just like every once in a while, something's gonna be like, nah, Caitlin, you're gonna die.
Nope.
I could eat almost anything
Yeah.
from U City campus and be totally fine.
That's cool. That's crazy, though. I wouldn't have thought that.
Do you guys have a Starbucks on campus?
We do, which is
Okay.
that's nice. It's really good, but it's
Okay.
like across the street on 54th.
See, we had the
Ugh.
Starbucks
So it's not
part
on-
of campus.
it is technically on campus. It's like right next to one of
Is
the
it-
residence halls.
I'm sorry,
Yeah, but
is
it's
it
not
on the
accessible.
Philadelphia County side or the Montgomery County side?
Philly side.
Okay.
It is on the Philly side technically. But what's it called? So we have a little convenience store right next to, like literally right across the hall from our dining hall. It's called a Pod. They have the sushi, the sandwiches, all the like the ready-made stuff.
No. Do you guys have food carts?
No.
See, we
And
have
that's the
food
thing.
carts.
That's another thing. We need food trucks at St. Joe's. Food carts,
We
trucks,
had food
anything.
trucks.
That would be phenomenal.
Well, I don't
That would
I'm
think
feed
sorry.
I don't-
families.
Moment of silence for food trucks
I was gonna
currently,
say, I don't think
as
in
we all
today's
just
world.
worked.
Well,
Best.
no, but like I think in today's world we're,
We're
not
back.
having a
And we're back.
normal halal trucks.
No.
But
No.
like that was the other thing about UC campus. We had a halal truck on every corner. We had the bagel truck. We had the I don't even know what other freaking kind of trucks we had. We had a million.
Pizza,
I'm
Mexican,
never,
everything.
I'm never standing in line for one of those
So-
things.
So do me a favor. Let's go back to the first video
Okay.
and how you felt recording it as being that the front guy, being the guy out front. The you know, I've been there. I get that.
It's it's weird. Like, what's it called?
But it was so smooth. Even your first one looked so good, dude.
You were natural.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
How many? So let me just look a little behind the scenes stuff. For what we watch, how many takes were some of it first takes?
A lot of them were like just one take, like bang bang. A lot of it's just
Don't
natural.
think about it too long.
And Dave Rizzi, one of the editors, Dave and Ryan were phenomenal. They did. They were so like I did a million takes for a bunch of things, and it was just like bang 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 bang. But some things were just us like just doing banter, and it was really good. Like just going from like what we actually planned out saying to like me just like talking with Mia, the owner of Campos, and just like switching back and forth between like the two. And the editing that they did in the video is awesome. Like it all seemed scripted, but like half of it was just like me, just like really like wanting to know like what she was doing, how she runs the business and everything, which was really cool.
Your fourth one. I don't mean to interrupt you that way. Let's go to your fourth one. Here, shot real fast, my friend.
Salute.
Dude, one of my favorite
Cheers,
bartenders ever.
friends.
Your fourth one. I'm not trying to skip to the other two.
Oh,
The recent one with the bakery.
it was rough.
He cooked.
Phenomenal.
He baked for the Pope.
That was crazy.
That guy.
was
Well,
sick.
I'm not done. I'm getting ready to go
AJ.
on a rant. You think this is going to go good?
It's
Let's
not
talk
about
about
to go how you
420
want it
and that
to.
deity who thought he could have his holiday on. I'm just kidding you. I'm just totally kidding you. Eileen, I am so sorry that I just said that. Your aunt, who's gonna be like, I'll kill my brother-in-law.
Like,
No, so
hello, we're
seriously.
still supposed to be praying
So
every night.
all of a sudden, the comfort level on the fourth one, the recent one, at the bakery.
Yeah.
The cannolis. Oh my God, they look so good.
And yo, they don't even pipe them. They spoon them in.
8 people? Is that what
absurd.
it said? Was
What?
Wait.
8 people on the line making the cannoli.
To
It's
make a
nuts.
cannoli.
A single cannoli?
The one dude's cheating them.
Yes.
One dude,
I
they're,
haven't
and
gotten to see it.
they're
It's
mass making them. It's
crazy.
crazy.
Hello, I've been working.
But-
Don't come for me
So the
like
only
that.
cannolis I know about, because I'm an Irish guy, are big shout
Yeah.
out. Big shout out. Let me talk about cannolis real fast at this camera. Everybody,
Please stop.
one of the greatest businesses on Main Street is Pet Friendly Dog Bakery.
Yeah.
Stephanie is the rock star of rock stars. All pets love her place, especially dogs, obviously. And I just want
Yeah.
to give my friend a shout out. Because we got cannolis the other day
because and,
from
and
her place.
Fowler freaking devoured it like
can
as
only
if it was
He
nothing.
thinks it's so hard. He's looking at it, he's
look at it,
playing it.
and-
He
and-
thinks it's going to be like a rawhide. And then all of a sudden he bites into it. He's like,
Right through it.
what the hell, man?
like the satisfaction's gone, but he's like, well, I'm gonna eat
It's
it because I
delicious
bit it.
regardless.
Like it's
Yeah.
good, but okay. So can I also say this? So you did that segment with the cannolis,
Yeah.
but you weren't there the night. Nate had requested off like one Saturday because he went to cater something.
Those
What
are the
kind of
cannoli. I
event
bought
was
those.
it? Was it from
That
there?
was from them, yeah.
Oh my God, he brought cannolis.
No. Wait, no, they were.
Yeah, he came in.
But it was a totally separate event.
Totally separate event. Okay, but he had to work this event. And I guess cannolis were there for dessert. He was catering main food and cannolis were there for dessert. But he knew I had worked probably like 100-hour week that week. So, and Nate had requested off for that weekend.
Slacker.
And he comes in with this stack of containers. And I'm like, what's in the containers? Like, Nate, what's in the containers? He goes, you get first pick. First pick, Caitlin. Opens it. It's a tray full of cannolis. I said, oh, 4 of them are mine.
Hold on.
Forget the number of people that are working in this building right now.
Did you eat all 4?
Yes, I did.
Murdered them.
She didn't bring me
Alright.
one.
I didn't bring
This
you
is
a
the
single
first time
one.
I'm hearing this story.
Because you didn't get a cannoli.
Yeah, you're
And
locked out.
well, hello. I have keys too, you know.
I don't.
Can I go to the bathroom real quick? I have
No,
to go to
so
the bathroom so
here's
bad.
what we're gonna do. Set the record straight tradition. Pope P. Let's do it.
Thank you.
No, it's okay.
Well, I'm so sorry. It's been all my life.
No, you're totally good.
I also gave Mr. Morowski pumpkin bread because it's vegan at Easter.
Think
So-
he ate it, or do you think that I
no.
made it,
I
and it
fully,
might have made them possibly fail a
I
piss
fully
test?
think Nate ate it all. Nate,
Hey, did you eat the pumpkin?
you're on the spot. Did you eat all the pumpkin bread?
Oh, the pump bread that just made me?
Yeah. Okay.
I stayed in my car for
2 minutes.
It never made it to your dad.
It was my breakfast
Okay.
for 2 days, I want to say.
Bro,
I meant to
gave-
bring it to him. I can't lie. I'm not going
Plus,
to lie.
it's vegan. All right, so I'm gonna make it because you're never allowed to have the recipe. It's a true Donahoe family recipe. Actually, it's not
Who's
Donahoe.
got
It's
the
a
adult
white family.
beverages?
Donahoe?
Donahoe.
Spell it.
Donohoe.
That's my mom's maiden name. Stop.
Where's she from?
Hand that to Sue.
My mom's from South Philly. She's from.
Okay.
Is she Irish though?
Yes. Irish and Italian.
Well, we're all Irish,
straight
babe.
With a
Irish.
name like Donahoe.
But South
That's my
Philly.
grandfather's
I mean,
name.
Who's your grandfather?
That's her grandfather's name.
Francis Donahoe.
You're lying to me.
That's my grandfather's name.
You are absolutely lying.
Donohoe.
Yes.
Francis?
Francis
Donahoe.
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 That's what we call it.
But that's how you spell it, though.
Donahoe.
Donohue.
Oh, U-E. Oh, my
U-E.
God. That was almost
That would have been nuts. That would have been crazy.
Like, well, my grandfather.
Crazy work.
like, no.
Harry, that's not even funny. Oh, wait. So I've already outed Mo on this podcast. Should I out my mother for her least favorite high school story? No. Never mind.
Can we go back to what we were talking about?
Yes.
The cannoli earlier?
Yeah.
Because I actually have, it's like a little weird thing. That's like one of my like random side hustles.
Cannolis?
Oh, so I go to weddings.
Steal cannolis?
This is my own. So you ever been to a Phillies or an Eagles or a Sixers game and
I
there's
steal cannolis when I go.
there's the dudes walking around with the beer tubs
Yeah.
and they're like, oh, beer here,
Do
beer
you
here.
walk around with cannolis?
I walk around with cannoli shells and a piping bags full of cannoli icing, and
You
I
pipe them to order?
pipe them to order. I walk up to people. I'm like, "You want a cannoli?" They're like, "Yeah." and I literally just pipe cannoli right in front of them, give it to them. And what else I do is if they don't want a full cannoli, I literally just shoot the cannoli icing in their mouth. It's phenomenal. It's all stop. Stop. I know the gears are turning. I can see it.
We are just going to unhashtag licensing and inspections, permits.
I'm sorry.
Cannoli boy. But also
Cannoli Central.
The fact that you're just shooting
cannoli cream in people's mouths.
Shooting cream in people's mouths.
Pause.
At weddings.
Pause.
Cannoli boy.
At weddings. I mean, come on, dude.
I'm just look how
See,
quiet I
Steven
am.
loves the Island Boys, but in his head he's going cannoli boy.
Dude, they're back on rugs.
Yeah, but cannoli boy. Never looking at Chef Nate the same way
I
again.
want to call it Cousine's Cannolis. I feel like that's the John.
Wait, what is the name?
Cousine's
So wait, how much
Cannolis.
would you sell these things for?
No, they're free. They just booked me.
He's just the dessert boy.
He's
just
cannoli boy.
I can't tell you the exact numbers of the business. I just make
out
the cannoli.
Here shooting cannoli cream in people's mouths.
I just make the cannoli.
Shooting the cream.
But apparently it's pretty good. Like
dude,
we have
you're
a couple
gonna have
weddings
kids
booked.
someday. Save some of that. Just
You can only make so many cannoli before they stop being good. Like, let's be real.
or at least get paid for it.
Yeah.
Hello.
Jesus Christmas. You're a cream boy at this point.
Stop.
Yo, did you ever hear of Eric Clapton, the band he used to be in?
What?
Cream? No, never.
Oh wait, I know the band Cream.
Jokes over your heads, pass.
Nate.
All good.
Just let it go.
We tried.
That's what he said.
Layla. Great band.
I thought about bringing a guitar and
They're
a
gonna
bass
dominoes.
today.
There's one right there.
Oh, I don't.
But I don't think it's in
Nate,
tune.
a question from the audience.
How old?
So while you were gone, we did spill a little tea about some of the, 50 plus cougars that are coming in for you.
Jesus Christ!
Make
And
you
like-
show your ID.
Nate bought a car. Thing completely crapped out on him. I think on the way home, possibly.
Literally, I bought the car.
So he gets 2 new customers. Let me tell it my way. So he gets 2 new customers.
Has a
and
new
they're
car
like,
3
poor
days
Nate.
later.
They're so blind. They're old. They can't even. They're like rubbing his face, and they don't even know that they're on the other side of each other. They both buy him a car. He returns the 2 cars. And what are you driving there? Hello.
2014.
Gets his pickup. He
Say.
wants in the middle.
CRV.
Oh, the CRV.
Thank you.
The Mercury Cougar. I think it was. I was.
Mercury Cougar.
I cannot.
Yeah, that was rough. That was
dumb.
not one of the finer moments of my life. I bought a car, 2012 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4x4 Laredo.
I remember that, dude.
Drive it off the lot. I'm like, damn,
You were
this Sean
so
is
excited.
This Sean is nice. I'm so excited. Blah blah blah.
You were so excited.
turning on to 55, and the car goes,
I even remember what you paid. I don't.
oh, $4,000.
Oh no! Oh, I was,
All right. Well, Nate, no offense. You paid $4,000 for a car. What did you really expect?
Yeah,
Yo,
not wrong.
But guess what?
First time buying a car.
You
Big
didn't take
mistake
anyone
once.
with you to buy this car?
I took my dad.
His dad.
I took my dad.
Mr. Morowski, I'm so sorry.
Imagine
I
if you
take
bought
it back.
me though, dude. I can
Listen.
barely get into a
Okay,
car.
Wait.
I don't even drive, and I know that if you're paying $4,000 for a car,
It's
it's
not
gonna crap out
So,
4,000 seconds later.
The gentleman
you get a
told
second
me
for every dollar.
the gentleman
you
told me
spend.
that
The gentleman told
the
you.
gentleman told me that the only problem with the car was the O2 regulator, the oxygen regulator, which is like an easy. It's
Have
like
you
a
ever heard that
$200-$300 fix.
in people they die when their O2's fucked up too?
No. It's not terrible with the car.
You go
the
on
car,
oxygen for a reason.
I
It's like a
watched too many
$200-$300
scary
fix.
movies with her.
So the car got.
Or I'm a
wait. Let me
doctor.
tell you this whole saga. This is crazy. So get the car. Car craps out. Me and my dad go to Chickies and Pete's because we have to wait
What else do you do?
2.5 hours for the car to get towed by AAA because AAA takes
2.5
centuries
hours.
to do whatever they need to do. So we eat Chickies and Pete's. I'm sad as hell because the car crapped out on me. I'm mad because
You
I
just
just spent
paid for-
$4,000 and I can't get a refund on the car because it's all sales final. Go.
Oh,
Give the
he
car-
did you dirty.
Yeah, no, used car salesman. Screw yous. You suck. So do all the not. Go to Chickies and Pete's. Eat wings. Sadly, come back to the car. The car's getting towed by the cops because the cops said it was in an unsafe location. My dad walks up to the cop. He's like, "I'm so sorry. Like the car was here. Like we're getting it towed by AAA." He's like, "Oh, well, let me move you to a safer location." We moved down the highway, like right on the shoulder,
We're on the
255.
highway.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right on the
Still on the
side,
highway.
which was it's better than where it was. It probably would have got destroyed.
Oh.
So the car, AAA picks it up, towed back to my house in South Philly. We park under 95, leave it there for the day. My dad is able to drive it to the mechanic. The mechanic
Stopping
does
every 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, probably. The mechanic does
Every
the
2
work
minutes.
on it, fixes the O2 sensor, and he's like, "Oh, by the way, the motor sucks. A motor's like a $2,000-$3,000 fix. That's like if
You
I
just
was
spent $4,000
Yeah,
on a car. Now
on a
you're
car and it
about
doesn't
to
work.
spend
I'm
that
not-
much money to fix the motor.
no, absolutely
No,
not.
no,
So
no.
he fixes the jaw and he's like, "Oh, it's $1,000 for the car." We're like, "You didn't tell. If you told us the motor was screwed before, we wouldn't have bought the car." Like, so now like it's a load of nonsense. So we end up just selling the car. My mom sells it to get a new car. She trades it in. It gets like I don't know how much money for the trade in. She gives me her old car, 2014 Honda CR-V. That's what I drive now. My mom has a nice Volkswagen. It's all said and done.
And now it's all good.
Now,
But
it's
it
fine.
was a bit of he was so excited.
He was,
I
and
was
then
so excited. I was
Because
so
he wasn't
excited.
doing the he
excited.
wasn't doing the internship.
No,
he was just
yeah, I
working.
was-
So
It was
excited.
only
It was
gig at
you
that
guys.
point.
It
He
was
was
just LaRocca.
he was
Right.
class and work.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
so excited.
Yeah.
And then I remember I said, "How's the new car?" And you said, "I don't want to talk
Well, he
about it."
needed
And I
a
was like,
job because where do you go? Where is your internship? Jersey,
All over the place.
Yeah,
Like today, I was North Philly. I was like Byberry Road. I was in Levittown. Then I was in Burlington, New Jersey. On Wednesday I was in Wildwood. I was in Mays Landing. I was in Egg
Yeah,
Harbor.
so you're putting hundreds of
all
miles.
over the place. Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, it's good to have that reliable thing.
I needed a reliable car. And
So,
that
what's the
shitty ass
future
beat.
of this tasty deal? Are there more videos coming? What are we doing?
The producer, one of the producers, Paige, Love Paige. We've been talking on and off. She said the season 2 is a definite possibility. That'd be awesome. I would love. It's so literally.
"It's fun."
They look great. It makes the alum
It's
look
so
great.
cool.
It makes whoever is hosting, which happens to be you, that you do a great job. Everybody looks great. And
It's
like the last
so
dude,
crazy.
I never knew that he I think I might have heard of the place, but I didn't know that he cooked for the Pope or baked for the Pope.
It's funny. So
Well, maybe that's how I heard. I
Yeah.
don't. But what a cool story.
So my dad does a summer camp in South Philly. Visit summer camp. Shout out. That was my first job. And his kids went to the summer camp, which was really funny. Really, really funny. So we had that little
Oh,
connection
that's like
there.
a sweet
It's so
Nice.
cool. It
full
was so
circle
awesome.
moment. Yeah.
So, but it was so cool to see like just
shout that guy. Where's his place?
AJ Sarno, 6th and 7th and Christian, right in the Italian market. It's so good. Get the ragut cookies. Get the key lime pie tart is so good, and get the cannoli. The cannoli is insane.
The cannoli.
I'm
And the
telling you,
Sfogliatelle. The
8
Sfogliatelle's
people to
insane.
make these
Those
cannolis.
cannolis were phenomenal,
They're
and that's
banging.
why you didn't get a single bite.
I think your videos are going great.
They were from Isgro. That's the cannoli I was piping was from Isgro.
You walked in
Oh, yeah.
and I was in such a bad mood that night, and you popped that cannoli in front of me, and I was like, I can be a better person now. Give me 2 minutes in the back with this cannoli,
Are
please.
they under the food marketing at all though? Like how's that work?
So technically, it's technically Marcom,
Okay.
with marketing and communications
Well, I was gonna say, what's
with the show, which was awesome. Like crazy, they reached out to me, but they really wanted to. They really wanted to. They wanted to hone in on the
Terry's
fact.
always distracting here.
Love you, Terry. They really wanted to hone in on the fact that I was a food marketing major and that I kind of like knew what I was talking about. I've been cooking for a while.
Chef Nate.
Supposedly.
Chef Nate.
But yeah, so it's technically not through food marketing or anything. I do a lot of stuff with food marketing. Like the other last, when was that? It was Thursday. Yeah, last Thursday. We did a event for the Food Marketing Association where we made almost 300 chicken sandwiches for the students of St. Joe's. It was awesome. It was so much fun. It was real. Like it
Where'd you
wasn't.
make them though?
When did I make them? Where? So
Not St. Jerry.
no, I did. Here's the thing.
In the
So
kitchen.
do you remember my campus ministry job? So
Yes.
Yes.
I have a lot of random jobs. Another one of my the jobs that I love is my campus ministry job where I cook for our Wolfington Friday events.
Love that. Love that you do that.
It's awesome. I love it. They pay for the ingredients. I just whip up, and it's the best. But
do they just like give you the ingredients and say make what you want to make, or do they give you a menu?
They give me the liberty to make whatever I want.
Yeah.
So
I love that.
They
you
give
get
me
to be creative.
Literally, I get
on someone else's dime. Here's the
so
ingredients.
Awesome.
Do what you want. Make it fun. Make it good.
And somebody who wants to stretch it and make it taste good.
Yeah,
and
you know how to stretch those ingredients. You know how to make it taste good within your limits.
The best part though is I can get whatever I want. So they have funding from St. Joe's, and they just give me a budget. They're like, here, go nuts, whatever you want. So like, one of my main staples is baked ziti. I love baked ziti, and it's super easy, especially because like I can't cook the day of a lot of the time because I'm at work. So I can make baked ziti, let it sit for 2 days, and the longer baked ziti sits, the better it gets. Yeah, 10 times better. It's so good.
Meaty?
No, I don't use any meat. I do like a blush sauce.
Especially
a
during
lot of regatta cheese,
especially during Lent and things like that, you're not doing meat.
Exactly.
Baked ziti is one of those things where you can make it meaty and you can make it not meaty. Lent Fridays where you can't use meat. Ziti's one of those like it stretches.
Bang.
It's cheap as all hell. Because one of the things I used to do in college was, my father might learn something about me right now. Well, no, because I used to come home on the weekends, and my mom would take me mommy would take me grocery shopping.
Of course.
And a lot of the times it would be like boxes of noodles, jars of spaghetti sauce, things like that. Well, at certain points, it got to the point where my roommates would be like, all right, well, can you make family dinner? Which would be for the 4 of us. All right, family dinner for 4 of us. No big deal. That's easy on a box of noodles, a jar of pasta.
Yeah, but
when everyone starts inviting
just 4 people, though.
When everyone starts inviting their significant others, and then my little one's in on it, and Alana one's in on $5 a head. $5 a head. But then I would use the money from the week before to go to the fresh grocer and buy the groceries again. To make the next week's dinner. $5 a head could get us all.
Well, but you're not paying for it.
And then, like, I can make things like shepherd's pie, which was really great.
Yeah.
But like baked ziti is one of those things where it's like 2 boxes of noodles, 2 jars of sauce,
you grew up
2 big things were called up.
For years. Yeah.
Put meat in one, not meat in the other, and what? You got a $20 meal?
I'm a meat guy though. I won't eat ziti without a ton of meat.
You used to not eat
less
ziti.
regatta.
You used to only eat lasagna, not ziti. It had to be layered.
All right.
You remember those days?
Oh yeah.
Let me talk about my Nana real quick. So going on,
she had done a you.
Sorry.
She had done a you.
She's a Donahue.
Nice.
She is Carol Donahue.
Nice.
She Tancredi before, Donahue now, but she is the best cook in my life. She's one of the reasons I became
Italian, Irish.
Yeah, exactly. But no, she's straight Italian. She is the first
Italian married into the Irish.
Exactly.
Those are the best cooks in the world,
the first
right there.
Of her family to be born in America.
You're feeding armies.
She is the greatest cook in the world. So, speaking to your community dinners, my Nana makes Tupperwares full of sauce all the time.
Mm-hmm.
She does the braciole, she does the meatballs, she does the sausage. Sometimes you get a little lucky, you get a little pork shoulder in there. Phenomenal, so good. So she'll give me like 1 or 2 Tupperwares every so often, and I just make them, and I can't eat it all by myself. So I'm like, my roommates Ben, Will, Soup, and Frankie. I'm like, yo, come get some. Like, I can't eat this all by myself, and it's the best because we really don't do like you
guys don't do family dinner.
I grew up. My family, no phones, no nothing, no TV at the table. My dad would shut the door. We would just sit and chop it up about our day.
Yeah.
And that was how it was. So that's what I like doing with my roommates now. When I can get them, I can't get everybody at the same time.
Let me do the math.
That was the thing for us. Friday dinner in my house.
Your last name ends with K-I. So your father is Polish?
Polish. Oh yeah, my grandfather.
So where does the Polish food come in, if any?
So
especially because your dad's a vegan.
Believe me. So
that's
vegan?
interesting.
My dad is vegan.
Is that right?
Because when you think about Polish food, you think about a lot of those they're egg based, they're meat based or egg based.
Believe me.
So so how does this mix in?
So my dad is one of my biggest just like fans. Like my dad is always
you get a lot of
like,
support from your dad. I know.
Every video
once, and you know that.
Every video
She's always like,
tastemakers
let me
we
show
did.
you how to dad.
All right, calm down.
Every video we did, my dad was
Cry
like,
me a river.
he was like, I'm so proud of you. Like, this is awesome. Like, it's so cool.
Mhm.
He was like, him and my mom are my biggest supporters day one. But just my dad, especially, like, we always had like our late night talks. Like, we were watching Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. And he'd be talking about like, oh my God, like this looks like something that you should do, like blah, blah, blah. Like, and he was one of the ones that like really got me onto like the content creation. So I think doing the thing through St. Joe's kind of was like his like, oh my God, like that's sick.
Fruition moments.
Exactly. So,
Everything is coming to fruition.
Is anybody ever going to say when's he doing a LaRocca? I'm just kidding.
Well, we're
Trust
not
me.
technically St. Joe's alumni owned. We're just
Technically-
operated.
Yo, give me $1.
St. Joe's
Give me
alumni
$1.
operated.
Give me $1. I'll sell you 50% for
purse.
$1.
So 50%.
No, you would have to sell me 51.
Of my debt.
51%.
51 is the ownership.
Screw you.
51% so we're owner and operated.
Sorry that we are.
But so for a vegan, my dad.
But who's his grandfather? The founder of the St. Joe's
that's
Food
fucked
Marketing.
up.
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, we are
Oh, man.
somehow indebted to St. Joe's.
Man.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
for being a vegan, my dad knows like good food. Like my dad is super and like he'll send me like Instagram videos of like burgers.
So,
He'll be like, I wish I wasn't a vegan.
You
I
don't
would
eat
eat the shit
Polish
out of this.
sausage per se?
Boston, come on.
Goodbye.
All right, wait. Let me tell you this.
Okay.
Hold on. I'll pull out my wallet right now because I actually have the business card. So every what's it called? Every holiday we go to Chef's.
Okay.
Chef's Polish Kibasi in Port
Okay.
Richmond. Chef's and Swiaki's. They are
What's
phenomenal.
the address?
Chef's is on 3370 Tilton Street. I forget what I think it's on Salmon. They are both phenomenal. They are insane. And the best part, part about going to Chef's and Swiaki's, and I go every holiday. It doesn't matter. I will. It does not matter what day it is.
Nate's going to be taking his kids there.
Yep.
One
Oh yeah.
day.
Trust me. So we'll go. The line will be down the block for Chef's especially. But the coolest part is they have somebody just sitting outside with a grill and kibasi and just giving out samples of kibasi, fresh
Samples.
rye bread, and like Polish like spicy mustard.
Mm.
Oh, it's
I'll
so
take the
good.
kibasi and the mustard, but
so let me have just a little conversation with my friend Nate real fast. So you've never asked me how I got into the business, because why do you give a flying F? So let me tell you though.
How do you get into the business?
Port Richmond,
Really?
in the Polish neighborhood.
Did you go to the Polish supermarket?
No.
The Polish supermarket was open when I was a kid. That was phenomenal.
My food was cooked in the bathroom.
all right.
What? You were boiling this thing in the toilet?
Tattletale South. This one's for you.
I know.
Strip club was the corner of where. Yeah,
Tattletale South. This
that's
one's
how
for
I
you.
got into this business.
Seriously?
Swear to God. In Port Richmond, in the Polish neighborhood, and they were so nice to me. I like.
Polish people are so nice. Polish people are the best.
They didn't
It
like
might be-
they didn't like the strip club. Who did? Well, they didn't like the strip club there, and we weren't bringing in the clientele to the neighborhood that they wanted, and I got that. It was a business. I didn't just go, oh, let me just go buy a strip club. No, I started as a bouncer. Oh yeah.
You're a
But-
good bouncer.
I loved Port Richmond and the Polish people and the Polish food. It was so good. And I've always liked, because I lived in Europe,
Yeah.
so I've always been a Polish sausage, kibas, and a couple different things.
Basi, pierogi, kabanos, galumpy, everything.
I wasn't a pierogi fan until I got true Port Richmond. No. Oh, yeah. Life-changing, like different food.
Oh, yeah.
Completely different food. So that's where your dad, I never go because I never knew what your mother's maiden name was. And you go and, Polish and Irish, and being a vegan,
Polish,
I
Irish,
didn't
Italian,
realize that.
So he wasn't a vegan his whole life. It was a very recent development. It was like the last 5. So
You said he had some health issues at one point.
he had a blood thing.
Oh, okay.
But it was never like dietary or anything.
Yeah.
It was funny. We went on a vacation to Lancaster, and we worked on a farm for a couple days. and he saw like the cows and everything being
How
processed.
was that a vacation?
It was cool. It was really sick. I can't lie. It was just neat to see like everything that was going on there. But what's it called? We saw the cows like being milked and being processed. We did not
ruin
like
him.
a second of that. So
When I was in high school, they made us watch the film of the Purdue farms.
Oh,
And my dad can tell you I went vegetarian not long after that.
yep.
How long after that did I go vegetarian? A month. And then I was vegan not long after that. And then I realized through veganism that I like cheese too much and I can't be a vegan.
That's what my dad is. My dad, he calls himself a pizza vegan.
He likes cheese.
Exactly. He can't give a pizza.
Fake cheese ain't it. Almond milk cheese ain't it.
Nope. Can't do it.
I was vegetarian and I could go the rest of my life without meat. I don't enjoy meat like that. I don't need meat to make a meal. I can't go without cheese.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a real
Red meat makes me want to die.
hot pressing topic? Where is the best cheesesteak? I need to know this from you guys. I've never asked you guys.
So I am not that Philly guy. First of all,
Thank
it's
God
not
my
Pat's
name's
or
not Catlin.
Geno's. It's just not.
Thank you.
There's places all over. I truly believe people have their own likes
not
and
spelled
dislikes. So like we're in Manayunk. You have Delisandro's and Chubby's.
Yeah.
So
Listen, hot take, Chubby's better than Alessandro's.
and guess what?
So real.
And I hear that a lot. Delisandro's used to be owned by the way, Chloe's. Chloe's Corner. Yeah.
Interesting.
Way back in the day. But
Best cheesesteak I've ever had is Chloe's Corner at 3:30
Correct.
in the morning.
January 25th, 19. Yeah. The night before Kobe died. I can tell you stories. I blew him up on
We
Facebook.
got stuck behind a car accident the other night.
And the guy
person
died. And they're wheeling him by
and our
me.
Uber driver's going, I'm a certified paramedic. I'm going to go help right now. And I said, can
Why are you
just
driving
drive
Uber?
the car?
And I'm sitting there going, I need a light. I just want to smoke a joint.
He and I
Like-
have only split
And
a
they're
half a
wheeling the
cheesesteak at
dude
this
by
point.
me. 12 hours later, they were wheeling Kobe. And actually,
This dude
they
is
were
a
shoveling
certified
pieces of
paramedic.
Kobe.
Why is
Drive an
he?
Uber.
That was bad.
He's
That
like,
was
I
bad.
got to go help. And I'm like, no, you don't. Get your ass back in this
Yeah.
car.
Dude,
so
that
we-
was
Drive me
we
back.
can
brutal.
go,
Drive
we
me
can
home.
go.
Come on, let's be real.
That was brutal. So anyway, cheesesteaks.
Cheesesteaks.
Terry,
However, fuck.
the owner
Dead
of Young
people
Junk, now lives in Delco, and we'll talk about this off camera so we can be heard. But I would love to get his opinion too, because he's been in Philly, he's been in Manayunk. Lisa lives in Delco, and I think she's a Delco girl. Like, she's been there for forever. So, like for us, we like Milmont's, but
Okay.
but it's in Delco. Not people know that. It is what it
I
is.
can't say I've ever heard of Milmont's. I'm gonna be honest.
Nobody has, because it's literally just a local John that is in the
John?
neighborhood. A little because
Say
it's just
John.
ours.
Did
Because
you
it's
say
just
John?
ours. Yeah, because it's not.
Say it a lot.
Because
You
it's
do.
not. And again, I love Pete from Chicken Pete's. Their cheesesteak is good, but it's not. To me, it's not. Oh my God, this is the
Nothing-
Philly
nothing
cheese.
to write home
It's
about.
just a cheesesteak you're having at a bar
Oh, yeah.
that I love to be at, and it's good,
Yep.
but it's not per se the
The
cheese
the
steak. Yeah,
cheesesteak.
yeah,
You
yeah.
go to Chickies and Pete's for the crab fries.
Yeah, you go to
Correct.
Chickies.
Everybody does.
And that's my
So
dad's
what-
favorite. Chickies Pete's crab fries.
Oh, you want to hear
Me
something?
too. Does
Dude,
he eat the cheese sauce?
I know the. Oh yeah, I
Here-
know the recipe.
Here's how ready for this. Oh, you want to hear this? Here's how grown up I am. Watch me not point at the camera and call out names, because I'm not going to do that. But we had an option
Pew, pew.
to have, and this is not going to be a short or whatever. We had an option to have Chicken and Pete's crab fries for Street Fest. I promised them a brand new fryer. You know the fryer in the back hallway?
I do.
I was going to give them a brand new fryer, unused, so that they couldn't say, "Well, the grease is
the new
because
the new oil, blah, blah,
I
blah.
love Pete
Brand new.
Jr. Love them. They're my friends.
I know how to make them. I know the seasoning.
But I wanted to get them into Manayunk
But
as
it's Chickies
Chicky
and
and
Pete's.
Pete's.
It's not Nate's and
LaRocca,
Nate's.
yeah.
And then
Chickies and Pete's.
things happen, and I'm growing up. I'm maturing. I'm not pointing at the camera angry and spitting word vomit. Please, somebody stop me. It's coming. No, I'm just kidding. you. But no, that was one of the things we were looking forward to doing. But food wise, let me ask you this: where's your cheesesteak place? Is it somebody that someplace we've even heard
It's some
of?
unknown, probably.
Actually, mine's
No, everyone knows
Joe's
this one.
Delco.
John's roast pork.
There
They
you go.
are the best cheese, not just for the cheesesteak, for the roast pork. You got to take your buddy. You got to take somebody you know.
I got no
Somebody
friends.
Listen,
gets
sandwiches.
Somebody gets a cheesesteak. Somebody gets a roast pork. You get half and half.
Yeah.
And it's the best experience you will ever have. Oh my God. I was so mad. I took two of my buddies, shout out Colin and Gary Mulville, love them to death. I took them to go get cheesesteaks there on a Monday. They're closed on Mondays. I totally forgot. I was so mad. We ended up going to Skinny Joey Merlino's. The
Yeah.
cheesesteaks, they're pretty good. They're
How
pretty
was
good.
it?
It was good. It was not bad. I liked it. It wasn't terrible. But
By the way, Skinny Joey Merlino, we love you. Please don't kill me. Thank you.
Skinny, please don't break my kneecaps. I'm gonna be honest.
I'm a fan. I'm actually a fan. We
No,
were-
no, Skinny is enough. The podcast
Sean
is
and I
good.
were going to do a
podcast
podcast
is
about
good.
mob movies and Philly mob
Shout
because we
out
just
Sean.
loved it.
Honestly, you were one of Sean's favorites that wasn't me. So
Yeah.
there you go. You win.
Sean dug you because
Sean,
Sean,
loved
we
him
love you,
some
bro.
Nate.
We love you,
So,
Sean.
Well, I would tell Sean.
Rest in peace, my
I
brother.
told Sean Sean was one of the ones that knew the truth. Like, dude, I hit this kid up at like Christmas time, going, "Hey man, just reaching out saying, hope you have great holidays. Do you need a job?"
You need a job.
I didn't put that in the text, but that's what I was.
That was the ulterior motive.
Yeah. But
And it worked. It absolutely
worked.
worked.
But shout
You
out
got a
F you,
job.
Sean. We
God
always
damn
love
it,
Sean.
it worked.
Shout out
We don't
Sean.
make everything, it
Shout
is
out.
what it is.
We love Sean.
So this has been a great time, Chef Nate.
This has been fun.
I'm so proud to have you, to be your friend, to do all the things that you do. When she told me about the ministry the first time, I'm like,
Are
he's
you
lying.
kidding
here,
me?
right?
I'm like, he has to go cook for the freaking. I don't even know.
Priest.
And I'm like, he's
The
lying
priest. I was
to
like, he
you,
has to
right?
go cook for the priest.
I gotta go cook with Jesuits. That's
Yeah.
how it goes.
Yeah.
Oh, here we
Yeah,
go.
everybody.
Get back on my day with that deity. And,
All right.
I rose from the dead, or we landed on the moon. Like, those things all happened. Just saying. You know what? Real fast.
Very special place in
Real
hell.
fast. This is very important that we have Nate. I just feel that when we're talking about food and booze and all this, you need to include everything. I just don't believe that we landed on the moon.
Okay.
I
On
believe
that
that there's
note-
a
We
radiation
landed
belt around it. They put on aluminum foil hats
On
and
that
said,
note-
we're okay.
Steven is setting his own record straight right now.
Setting the record straight. Chef Nate, I love you, my friend. I'm so proud to have you and be a friend of yours and
my
to
ass
do
hurts.
all
I love the
things that
Truitts
you do.
so much.
And I love the connection here with Young Chunk and what you do and Terry's grandfather. That's just rock star fate shit.
Love Terry's family.
It's weird.
And I love that. And that's why we do what we do. We'll see you guys next week. We're going to be much more.
No.
We're just going to cut it off
It's
there.
going to be much more straight.
Yeah.
Deuces.
Love.
Young John!